could face Dumoulin test on 2018 route. Paris, AP, defending champion Chris Froome can expect a stern challenge from Dutch rider Tom Dumoulin in next year's Tour de France. Froome is chasing a record-equaling fifth victory to move level with Belgian great Eddy Merckx, French riders Jacques Anquetil and Bernard Hinault, and Spanish great Miguel Indurain. Froome and Dumoulin won the 3 Grand Tours last year, with Froome adding the Spanish Vuelta and Dumoulin winning the Giro d'Italia. The 105th edition of the Tour features a hilly 31-kilometer, 19-mile, time trial through the Basque Country on the penultimate day. Froome is a specialist, but Dumoulin is the reigning world time trial champion. The 32-year-old Froome is still in his prime, while the 26-year-old Dumoulin is approaching his. A contest between Chris Froome and Tom Dumoulin, 2 riders with similar qualities, wouldn't displease me. It would force one of the two to try something different to surprise the other, Tour de France race director Christian Prudhomme said Tuesday. We're looking at a new generation that wants to entertain. I think that if Christopher Froome is up against Tom Dumoulin, they will want to do that. They will be more or less equal in the time trials. That's something very exciting. The race starts on July 7th, a week later than usual because of the Soccer World Cup in Russia, and opens with a flat 189-kilometer, 117-mile, route for sprinters from Noirmoutier-en-Mel to Fontenay-le-Comte in the Vendée region, on the Atlantic coast. With the time trial returning after being omitted the last 2 years, Froome's Team Sky will be confident of creating early time gaps on Stage 3, a 35-kilometer, 21.7-mile, route starting and ending in Chillat in western France. But Sky faces tough competition, because Dumoulin's Sunweb team is the reigning TTT world champion. The Tour route, which goes clockwise, features 25 mountain climbs, ranging from the relatively difficult Category 2 to Category 1 in the daunting Or category, beyond classification. 11 are in the Alps, 4 in the Massif Central region and 10 in the Pyrenees. The difficult climbs start on Stage 10, the first of 3 straight days of grueling alpine ascents. But organizers have proceeded that with a tricky 9th stage that could shake up the peloton. It takes riders over 15 treacherous cobblestone sections, the highest number since the 1980 Tour, with nearly 22 kilometers, 13.6 miles, altogether. The Roubaix cobbles may perhaps trouble Froome, although Prudhomme thinks the British rider can handle anything. The leaders of the Tour have the ability to adapt. We've seen that Chris Froome has a range of abilities much wider than people said, Prudhomme said. He's intelligent and hard-working. He keeps on winning in a different manner than in previous years. Even though Froome will be 33 on next year's Tour, Prudhomme still thinks he can improve. I don't think we've seen everything that Froome has to offer, Prudhomme said. He is strong in areas we didn't think he was. The cobbles are followed by a rest day on July 16th, and Froome had better make the most of it because the Alps start brutally the day after. Stage 10 on July 17th has 4 difficult climbs on a 159-kilometer, 98.6-mile, route from Annecy to La Grande Bornand. They include a punchy ascent of Monte du Plateau de Glaires, featuring for the first time 6 kilometers with an 11.2% gradient is monumental, Prudhomme said. The third day of alpine climbing begins with Col de la Madeleine, then Croix de Fer, which translates as the ominous-sounding Iron Cross, and ends with an ascent of L'Alpe d'Huez, 3 of the Tour's most well-known. Dumoulin is not in Froome's class as a climber, but is not so easy to drop. Whether he can hang in with Froome all the way to the Pyrenees, however, will prove crucial to his chances. The 3 tough days of climbing in the Pyrenees starts with Stage 16 on July 24th, a daunting 218-kilometer, 135-mile, route from Carcassonne to Bagneres de Lucan that follows the second rest day. Stage 17 is short at 65 kilometers, 40 miles, but cruel, with 3 consecutive nasty climbs, ending with an attack up Col de Portet. Stage 18 is relatively flat, but the next day's third and final day of climbing on stage 19 has 4 ascents and then ends with a potentially treacherous 20-kilometer (12.4-mile) descent that will test the concentration of tired riders. Whoever is freshest after that will have a better chance of challenging Froome in the time trial. The 21-stage race ends with its customary processional Sunday finish on the Champs-Élysées.